morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Hardwick, and today I will be giving a slightly boring but hopefully informative PowerPoint on PC monitors. So, what is a monitor? Well, by definition, it's an output device used to display video and graphical information generated by the computer's graphic adapter to allow interaction between the user and the computer. Us being computer support, sometimes we deal with uneducated users, and oftentimes users get the monitor misconstrued with the actual computer. So when dealing with uneducated users, you always want to bring the knowledge to the difference. Okay, I have a short video on evolution, just PC monitors, and where we're at today. Okay, so let's talk about CRT monitors. A few things we need to take away from this is very outdated. Users rarely, a few users still use it, but it's very rare that people actually still use these monitors. Very hard to maneuver around. Very heavy. They're like typically around 50 to 100 pounds, and sometimes could get up to like 115 to 150 if the screen was a little bit bigger. I believe 24 to 27 inches was the average. Sounds small. It has a max resolution of 480i, and it produces graphics through analog cable. And basically, it's just a phosphorescent screen that gets struck by cathode rays, both positive and negatives, using millions of red, blue, and green colors on the RGB scale. When talking about LCD monitors, some of them early out use passive matrix technology. It's basically where it uses a grid of conductive metals to charge each pixel. It's rather inexpensive to produce, but are rarely used today due to slow response time and imprecise voltage control that it provides. Okay, so most LCD monitors today use active matrix technology, and that's a thin film transistors that arrange tiny capacitors and other transistors in a matrix on the glass of the display. To address certain pixels, it's basically the proper row is switched on, and then a charge is sent down to the correct column, and that charge can be held until the next refresh cycle. So, what purpose will your monitor serve? If you're just needing your monitor to do simple applications, homework, such and such, monitors may not be that serious to you. But if you get into the gaming realm, monitors become more complex and they have a certain advantage to them. I'm going to give you a brief video, a little bit more on how the LCD technology works.
If you were to zoom in on the monitor you are using to watch this video, you would see thousands of small red, green, and blue dots. 3 of these grouped together make up one picture element, or pixel for short. When you split up each pixel, you will see a backlight, 3 color filters, and polarizers. As light leaves the backlight, it travels along different planes, including the horizontal and vertical planes. The first polarizer only allows light traveling along the horizontal plane to pass through it and onto the color filters. With another polarizer that only allows light to pass along the vertical axis, all the horizontal light waves are blocked, so no light reaches the color filters. This is where the liquid crystals come into play. If you were to look closely at one of these liquid crystals, you would see a transparent electrode on the front and the back, as well as etched glass on the front and the back. Liquid crystals typically orient themselves in random directions until the horizontally etched glass in the rear and the vertically etched glass in front force them to twist into a predictable pattern. As light passes through the compressed liquid crystal, it naturally follows the path of the molecules, so that any light traveling along the horizontal plane exits along the vertical plane. By reintroducing the electrodes and passing electricity through them, we can get the molecules to align themselves in the direction of the electric flow, causing light to no longer twist when passing through the liquid crystal. When we place these crystals back into the pixel, we can see that the light from the backlight will pass through the horizontal filter, get twisted into a vertical position by the liquid crystals, and then flow through the vertical polarizer to the color filters. However, if we turn on the electrodes, then the light is no longer twisted by the liquid crystals and stops at the vertical polarizer. By adjusting the amount of electricity that flows through each set of electrodes, we can control how much light reaches each color filter, and therefore what color is seen on the display. We generally talk about colors on a display in terms of how bright the red, green, and blue are in each pixel, from 0 to 255. If all 3 numbers are 0, the color on the display appears black, and if all are 255, then the display appears white. As you increase the amount of red, green, and blue in each pixel, you will see different colors appear on the screen. The monitor adjusts the amount of electricity flowing through each liquid crystal one by one, row by row, around 60 times per second. This has been a short look at how LCD monitors work.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write
So when we talk about gaming monitors, first off, a gaming monitor is just a phrase used to describe a computer monitor that is more so specifically designed for computer gaming systems. Today the screens are typically 24 to 27 inches, and they come in full HD or quad high definition and contrast display. Gaming monitors allow sharp moving images, quick refresh rates, and sync improvements, which are all advantages that gamers must have when in the competitive gaming world. Gaming monitors also include multiple ports and headphone jacks and base brackets to allow the monitors to be able to be maneuverable and swivel and pivot. Okay, so 3 common types today: IPS, TN, and DA. And this is basically just the difference. It's supposed to be a comparison as to how they show up on screen. It's really all about preference. There isn't one that's just completely better than one. Each one has its own downfall. So IPS stands for in-plane switching. and it's the type of panel that's used by multiple monitors and smartphones today. Its main advantages are very high quality visuals, both better color production and greater contrast ratios versus the TN panels, and they also provide better viewing angles. The downfall to IPS is when it comes to response times and refresh rates, they can only go as low as around 4 ms. TN panels, twisted pneumatic, and it's the best performing type of panel, supporting the highest refresh rates and lowest response times, but its downfall is it suffers on the visuals a little bit. But another positive to TN monitors is they're much cheaper than IPS equipped counterparts, and they can get as high as 240 hertz. Okay, VA panels are vertical alignment panels, and they're pretty much somewhere in between the middle between IPS and TN. Color reproduction and viewing angles are similar, except when it comes to the contrast ratios. Expensive VA displays actually reach 1 millisecond. They can reach up to like 1 millisecond response times, as well as have a 144 refresh rate.
Shopping for an LCD monitor can be confusing. We're going to tell you about all the different panel types that are out there as fast as possible. Twisted pneumatic or TN panels are the most common panels, probably because they are the least expensive. If your monitor isn't labeled or you're shopping and you can't see what it is, odds are excellent it's a TN. They have the least accurate color reproduction, and the viewing angles are narrowest, especially up and down. So if you look at them from an angle, the colors can appear washed out and the details can be lost. However, TN panels are faster than other panel types, which is to say the image can switch more quickly. So TN panels are often found in premium gaming grade monitors because they run at refresh rates as high as 120 or even 144 hertz. That's what allows them to be 3D vision certified for stereo 3D gaming. PVA and MVA panels are quite similar. They're significantly better than TN, both in terms of their color reproduction and in terms of their viewing angles, but not quite up there with the more premium panel types, making them a very reasonable mid-range option. The one real drawback of VA compared to the more premium ones is the fact that when viewed from different angles, the colors do tend to shift quite a bit. In-plane switching or IPS panels are premium panels suitable for enthusiasts, professionals, graphics designers, and high-end tablets. So one of the reasons that many tablets use these panels is because the viewing angles are fantastic, and the colors, which are accurate, don't distort almost no matter where you're looking at them from. The one drawback of an IPS panel is that it tends to be slower, and especially a TN panel. So gamers sometimes don't like them because the input lag can be higher, and when there's a fast-moving object going across the screen, there can be a trail behind it called motion blur. Normally, plane-to-line switching or PLS panels wouldn't merit their own subject in a video like this because they're very similar to IPS, but they're my personal favorite. They tend to be brighter than the IPS panels, they have slightly better color range, and they're capable of even better viewing angles, making them just freaking awesome. I love them. However, they do have the same issue as IPS, where the response times can be a little bit slower, especially than fast panels like TN. As always, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Quickie. Don't forget to like the video and share it with anyone who you think might benefit from this information. If you have any ideas for future fast as possible episodes, leave them in the suggestion forum, which is linked in the...
So is anyone serious into gaming and got expensive gaming setups? Is there a type of panel that you prefer for your monitor?
Yeah, it's a TN. It's got the 144 hertz refresh rate.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, this will conclude my presentation. Do I have any further questions? Thank you.